Sithokoze, Mhlonishwa Hlengwa.
Honorable House Chairperson, the IFP welcomes the opportunity to engage in this debate this afternoon. And the outset, we want to be very categorically clear that we do not support the agenda of nationalization. But since Honorable Malema has indicated that a bill will be brought before the House, we will take the time to interrogate it accordingly moving forward. For as we are in dire situation now in South Africa, every proposal, no matter how concerning it is, deserves at the very least to be looked at. The IFP is not convinced that nationalization is the anvil on which the trajectory of inequality and poverty will collapse. The banks, of course, themselves are not innocent in this regard, and yes, reforms need to be meted out to ensure that the banking sector serves the collective interests of national development, but nationalization is certainly not the route in which we think we should take. The capacity of the state in running SOEs, because hindsight is the best side, is the biggest lesson in which we now need to be in as South Africa. There is a culture of a collapse of these entities, corruption and incompetence. The question then becomes, does the state have the capacity to even begin to run these banks? It's an emphatic no. Therefore, do we run the risk of collapsing, at the very least, the collective dreams, hopes, and aspirations of South Africans with an experiment that is not tried and tested during such a difficult economic time? We certainly cannot afford to do that. Let us, of course, create a conducive and enabling environment for businesses to operate and ensure that there is a healthy public-private partnership for development, which will include, of course, the banking sector. But an overhaul, as suggested through nationalization, will take us back, and back is not where South Africans want to go. The socialism-communism outlook, of course, has got no success in history. China, the biggest proponent of modern-day communism, has in fact unleashed the biggest capitalism project across the world. As we grapple with the challenges and burdens of high monopoly capital, we must, as South Africa, ready ourselves for Chinese monopoly capital. So, Honorable Chairperson, we are not saying that capitalism is not without its faults. Winston Churchill puts it that the inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings, but the inherent virtue of socialism is the equal sharing of miseries. In a country with a strong economy, high employment and consistent growth, we could put measures in place to fight inequality and raise the poorest of our people out of poverty. A free market economy can create those conditions, and that's the kind of economy that the IFP champions. On the contrary, socialism weakens the country's economy, and where poverty is almost universal, equality is fairly meaningless. Adrian Rogers puts it that one person receives without working for, another person must work for working without receiving.
Thank you very much. Your time has expired.
To run into problems. The IFP will not be supporting this motion. I thank you.